The red dust of Mars swirled around Maya Chen's boots as she made her way through the narrow canyon. The setting sun cast long shadows across the rusty landscape, transforming the rock formations into dark sentinels standing guard over ancient secrets. Maya adjusted her environment suit's oxygen levels and checked her position on the holographic map projected from her wrist computer. According to the geological survey data she borrowed from the colony's restricted archives, there should be a cave system just ahead that showed unusual energy readings. At 19, Maya was already the best mechanic in New Armstrong Colony, with an uncanny ability to understand and repair both human and salvaged alien technology. But fixing other people's machines wasn't enough. She knew there was something more waiting to be discovered in the unexplored regions of Mars, something that could change everything. The colony's governing council insisted these areas were too dangerous to explore, but Maya had never been good at following rules that didn't make sense. The cave entrance was exactly where the survey data indicated, a dark maw in the red rock face, partially hidden behind a curtain of dust. Maya activated her suit's enhanced vision mode and stepped inside. The passage sloped downward at a steep angle, its walls too smooth to have been formed naturally. Her heart began to race as her sensors detected faint energy signatures deeper within the cave system. After 20 minutes of careful descent, the passage opened into a vast chamber that made Maya freeze in awe. The walls were covered in intricate patterns that pulsed with a soft, blue-green light. In the center of the chamber stood a structure that defied human engineering, a spiraling tower of what appeared to be liquid metal, frozen in mid-flow. But it was the object at the base of the tower that caught Maya's attention, a humanoid-shaped pod of some kind, its surface covered in the same flowing patterns as the walls. "Holy shit," Maya whispered, her voice echoing in the chamber. She approached the pod carefully, her handheld scanner struggling to analyze its composition. The material seemed to shift and change at a molecular level, as if it were simultaneously solid, liquid, and something else entirely. As she got closer, the patterns on the pod began to pulse more rapidly, responding to her presence. Maya's scientific curiosity overcame her caution. She reached out to touch the surface of the pod, expecting it to feel cold and metallic. Instead, it was warm and seemed to vibrate with an inner life of its own. The moment her gloved hand made contact, everything changed. The pod's surface rippled like water, and a voice filled her mind. Not in words exactly, but in concepts and images that her brain translated into understanding. Genetic compatibility detected. Initiating emergency protocols. Last hope protocol activated. Before Maya could pull away, the pod's surface flowed up her arm like quicksilver. She tried to scream but couldn't make a sound as the strange material enveloped her entire body, seeping through her environment suit as if it weren't there. For a terrifying moment, she felt like she was drowning. Then the sensation changed to something else, a feeling of connection, of power, of becoming something more than human. The transformation lasted only seconds, but when it was over, Maya knew she would never be the same. Her environment suit was gone, replaced by something that felt like a second skin made of living metal. It moved with her perfectly, enhancing every motion, while providing protection far beyond what any human-made suit could offer. Information flooded her mind. Technical specifications, tactical data, historical records, all somehow filtered and organized so it didn't overwhelm her. "I am Nexus Integration Unit 7249. The voice in her mind said, now using clear words. "You have been chosen as a compatible host for the Last Hope Protocol. The situation is grave." The Void Hunters approach. Maya tried to process what was happening. "What are you? What's a Void Hunter?" "I am an adaptive combat and survival system created by the Nexus civilization before their extinction," the voice explained. "The Void Hunters are those who destroy them. And they still hunt for any remaining Nexus technology. They will come for us now that we have bonded." As if to confirm this warning, a deep rumbling shook the chamber. Maya's new senses detected multiple ships entering Mars' atmosphere, ships that weren't human in origin. The Void Hunters had already found them. "What do we do?" Maya asked, feeling both terrified and exhilarated as combat protocols and tactical options began flowing through her mind. "We fight," the suit responded. "And we complete the mission my creators died trying to accomplish. But first, we must survive what comes next." The chamber's entrance exploded inward as the first Void Hunter assault team arrived. Maya caught her first glimpse of them through the dust. Tall, armored figures with weapons that crackled with dark energy. They moved with lethal precision, but Maya could feel her new abilities adjusting, analyzing, preparing. She wasn't just Maya Chen anymore. She was humanity's first line of defense against a threat they never knew existed. The suit's combat systems came online fully, and Maya felt power surge through her enhanced body. She raised her hand, watching in amazement as it transformed into an energy weapon she somehow knew how to use. The Void Hunters opened fire, and the greatest battle in human history began in a forgotten cave on Mars. Time seemed to slow as Maya faced the Void Hunter assault team. The suit's combat systems integrated seamlessly with her reflexes, transforming her natural mechanical intuition into devastating battlefield awareness. She dodged the first volley of dark energy bolts with impossible grace, each movement precise and purposeful. "Target their primary weapons," the Nexus AI advised. "The crystalline power cores are vulnerable to focus disruption." Maya's hand shifted again, forming a precision energy weapon. She fired 3 quick shots, each blast striking the different Void Hunter's weapon. The crystals shattered, causing cascading energy failures that forced the hunters to discard their weapons. But these weren't creatures that relied solely on technology. The lead hunter, nearly 3 meters tall and covered in biomechanical armor, charged forward with frightening speed. Its arm transformed into a blade of condensed darkness that cut through the air with a sound like tearing reality. Maya barely managed to form an energy shield in time to deflect the strike. "Your species adapts quickly," the hunter spoke in a voice that seemed to echo from multiple throats. "The Nexus chose well, but you cannot hope to master that technology before we tear it from your corpse." Maya responded with actions rather than words. The suit read her intentions perfectly, converting her years of mechanical expertise into combat applications. She analyzed the hunter's armor as if it were just another machine, identifying weak points and structural vulnerabilities. Each strike she made targeted a specific joint or power connection. The Nexus civilization fell because they were too afraid to use their power. The hunter continued, pressing its attack. "Will you show the same weakness, human?" Images flashed through Maya's mind, memories stored within the suit. She saw the Nexus civilization at its height, a species of brilliant engineers and philosophers who had created technology that bordered on magic. She saw their fall, as the Void Hunters systematically destroyed their worlds in search of something the Nexus had discovered, something that could change the fundamental nature of reality itself. "They weren't weak," Maya said, her voice amplified by the suit's systems. "They were trying to protect the universe from what you would do with their discoveries." The fight intensified as more hunters poured into the chamber. Maya found herself moving with increasing confidence, each action more fluid than the last. The suit was learning from her just as she was learning from it, their capabilities growing exponentially as they worked in perfect synchronization. But the hunters were driving her back, forcing her deeper into the complex. They weren't just trying to kill her, they were herding her toward something. Through the suit's enhanced senses, Maya detected massive energy readings from below. There was something else here, something both the hunters and the suit recognized as crucial. "The archive," the Nexus AI explained urgently. "We cannot let them reach it. It contains the sum of our civilization's knowledge, including what they have sought for millennia." Maya made a split-second decision. She activated the suit's most powerful weapon systems, drawing energy directly from its core. The hunters paused, recognizing the building power signature. The lead hunter's faceless helmet regarded her with what might have been surprise. "You wouldn't," it said. "The energy discharge would collapse these caverns." You would die with us. Maya smiled behind her transformed helmet. I'm from Mars. Underground collapses are something we plan for. She released the energy in a controlled burst, not at the hunters, but at the chamber's ceiling. Strategic points failed exactly as she had calculated, bringing down tons of rock and debris. The hunters scrambled to avoid the collapse, but Maya was already moving. She dove through a small opening in the floor that her suit had identified, sealing it behind her with a precision energy blast. She landed in a lower chamber that took her breath away. The walls were covered in what looked like liquid light, patterns of energy and information flowing in endless streams. At the center stood a pillar of pure data, the archive the suit had mentioned. We don't have much time, the AI said. The hunters will find a way through. We must download what we can and destroy the rest. Maya approached the archive, watching in amazement as her suit began interfacing with it. What exactly are they looking for? What did the Nexus find that was worth destroying entire civilizations to obtain? They discovered the universe's source code. The AI explained as data streamed into their shared consciousness. The fundamental laws that govern reality itself. With it, one could rewrite the very fabric of existence. The Void Hunters believed they should have this power. The Nexus knew no species should wield it. The flow of information suddenly stopped as proximity alerts blared in Maya's mind. The hunters had broken through faster than expected. But Maya had what she needed: coordinates to other Nexus facilities, tactical data on the Void Hunters, and most importantly, understanding of why this fight was so crucial. Time to go, she said, activating the suit's most advanced mobility systems. And then we need to warn Earth. The hunters won't stop with Mars. As Maya prepared to face her next challenge, she felt the suit's approval. She wasn't just fighting for survival anymore. She was fighting to protect everything. Humanity, other alien civilizations, reality itself. The Void Hunters had hunted the Nexus to extinction. They were about to learn that humanity wouldn't be such easy prey. Maya burst through the Martian surface like a missile, the suit's propulsion systems leaving a trail of superheated air in her wake. Behind her, the ground erupted as the Void Hunters pursued, their own advanced technology allowing them to match her incredible speed. But Maya had something they didn't: intimate knowledge of Mars' treacherous atmosphere and terrain. Multiple pursuit craft detected. The Nexus AI reported. Their energy signatures suggest they're calling for reinforcements. Maya dove into a massive dust storm that her colony's sensors had been tracking for days. The suit automatically adjusted to the brutal conditions, while her neural link with its systems allowed her to navigate using a combination of radar, magnetic field detection, and intuition. The hunters' ships followed, but their targeting systems struggled with the chaotic environment. They're not trying to kill us, Maya realized as she analyzed their attack patterns. They're still trying to capture the suit intact. We can use that. She led them deeper into the storm, toward the massive wind corridor known as Valles Marineris. The hunters followed, not realizing they were being drawn into a trap. Maya had spent years studying Mars weather patterns while working on the colony's environmental systems. She knew exactly what was coming. The massive pressure differential was about to turn the canyon into a natural particle accelerator. The hunters, focused on their pursuit, didn't recognize the danger until it was too late. Maya activated the suit's anchoring systems just as the windstorm hit full force. The hunters' ships were caught in the maelstrom, pelted by debris moving at near supersonic speeds. 2 pursuit craft disabled, the AI confirmed. But the lead ship has adapted its shielding. The Void Hunters' technology is highly evolutionary. Maya was already moving again, using the storm as cover to approach New Armstrong Colony. She needed to warn them, to somehow convince Earth's governments that an alien threat was real without causing panic. But as she neared the colony's defensive perimeter, her suit's sensors detected something that made her blood run cold. Multiple Void Hunter signatures detected within the colony, the AI reported. They've already infiltrated. Maya's mind raced. How had they gotten in? Then she remembered. The geological survey data she'd borrowed hadn't just been restricted, it had been classified. Someone in the colony had been studying the alien ruins, perhaps even making contact with the hunters. She'd stumbled into something much bigger than a simple archaeological discovery. She landed on the colony's outer dome, using the suit's stealth systems to avoid detection. Through the reinforced panels, she could see the familiar corridors and chambers where she'd spent her entire life. But now her enhanced senses revealed hidden horrors. Shape-shifted hunters moving among the human population, wearing faces that weren't their own. "They're looking for something specific," Maya whispered, watching their search pattern. "Something in the colony's secure research sector." Cross-referencing with archived data, the AI responded, "High probability they seek a Nexus beacon, one of many scattered across the galaxy, containing encoded coordinates to weapons that could destabilize reality itself." Maya accessed the colony's systems through her neural link, scanning security feeds and communication channels. What she found confirmed her fears. Dr. Sarah Chen, her mother and the colony's lead researcher, was being held in the high-security lab. The hunters were using her to decode something they'd found in the ruins. "Mom," Maya breathed. "She never told me what she was really working on out there." "Your genetic compatibility with this suit was not random," the AI explained. "Your mother's research led her to unlock partial sequences of Nexus code. The exposure altered your DNA subtly, making you a potential candidate for integration." Maya's mind filled with memories, her mother's long absences, the strange equipment she'd sometimes catch glimpses of, the late-night conversations in languages she didn't recognize. All this time, her mother had been protecting humanity's future, preparing for this moment. "Then we're doing this smart," Maya said, her voice hardening with determination. "We're not just fighting the hunters anymore. We're going to expose their entire operation." She began accessing the colony's communication systems, planting data packets that would reveal the hunters' presence to Earth's defense networks. But she had to be careful. A mass panic would only serve the hunters' purposes. She needed to reach the right people, the ones who could mobilize Earth's defenses without causing chaos. "Warning," the AI suddenly announced. "New energy signature detected. The hunters are activating something in the research lab. Temporal distortion detected." Maya felt it too, a strange ripple in reality itself, as if space and time were being stretched like taffy. Whatever her mother had found, whatever the hunters were trying to access, it was beginning to wake up. And if they succeeded, the universe itself might not survive what came next. She stood, energy crackling around her transformed body, as she prepared for what might be the most important fight of her life. The suit responded to her resolve, unveiling new capabilities, adapting to her growing confidence and skill. "Time to show these hunters why humans are the most dangerous species they've ever encountered," Maya said, and dove through the dome's maintenance hatch. The real war for reality was about to begin. Moving through New Armstrong Colony service tunnels, Maya's enhanced senses detected the subtle vibrations of reality being warped. The Void Hunters weren't just trying to activate the Nexus beacon, they were trying to tear open a hole in space-time itself. Each tremor sent cascading warnings through her suit's systems. "They're attempting to create a direct portal to their home dimension," the Nexus AI explained. "If they succeed, their entire armada could bypass Earth's defenses entirely." Maya accessed the colony's internal sensors through her neural link. The research lab had been transformed into something that defied physics. Geometric patterns of dark energy spiraled around a central point where the beacon pulsed with an otherworldly light. Her mother stood at a control terminal, surrounded by hunters who had shed their human disguises. "Mom's not helping them willingly," Maya observed, watching her mother's subtle hand movements. "She's stalling, but she can't hold them off forever." A new voice suddenly crackled through her suit's communication systems. "Alien, but definitely not a Void Hunter. Unidentified Nexus unit, respond on secure frequency. This is Commander Zara of the Resistance Fleet." Maya hesitated, but the Nexus Eye's quick analysis confirmed the signal was genuine. They're survivors from civilizations the Void Hunters tried to destroy. Allies who've been fighting them across multiple galaxies. This is Maya Chen, she responded. I've integrated with a Nexus combat suit. The Hunters are trying to open a dimensional portal in our research facility. We know, Commander Zora replied. We've been tracking their movements since they first discovered your mother's research. We have ships positioned in orbit, but we can't risk an open assault while they have control of the beacon. If it's destroyed incorrectly, the resulting temporal cascade could tear Mars apart. Maya processed this information, combining it with data streaming from her suit. We need a precision strike. Hit them exactly when they're most vulnerable. She paused, an idea forming. And I know exactly how to do it. The next few minutes were a blur of coordinated planning. The Resistance provided tactical data on Void Hunter vulnerabilities, while Maya shared her intimate knowledge of the colony systems. But as they finalized the strategy, Maya noticed something odd in the facility's power distribution network. Wait, she said, analyzing the pattern. These energy fluctuations, someone's been bleeding power from the main grid for months, redirecting it somewhere in the maintenance sector. She followed the power trail through the colony schematics, her heart sinking as she recognized the location. No, it can't be. The Nexus AI confirmed her suspicion. The secondary lab registered to Chief Engineer Marcus Webb, your mentor. Memories flooded back, Marcus teaching her everything she knew about mechanics, encouraging her curiosity about alien technology, always seeming to know more than he should about the ruins. He hadn't just been her teacher. He'd been working with the Void Hunters all along. Your mother's research was only half the equation, Commander Zora explained. They needed both the beacon and a way to power it. Your mentor provided that knowledge, studying captured Nexus tech to build a dark energy reactor. Maya felt anger surge through her, the suit responding by charging its weapon systems. But she forced herself to focus. Personal betrayal would have to wait. Right now, they had a planet to save. New plan, she said. Commander, have your fleet target these coordinates. My mother's not just stalling. She's overloading the beacon's containment protocols. When it peaks, hit it with everything you have. The Hunters will be forced to either retreat or be destroyed by their own portal. And what will you be doing? Zara asked. Maya's helmet retracted slightly, revealing a grim smile. Creating a distraction. A very, very big distraction. She reached out through her neural link, accessing every system in the colony simultaneously. Life support, power distribution, artificial gravity. Everything could be a weapon if you knew how to use it. And thanks to Marcus's lessons, she knew these systems better than anyone. One more thing, Maya added as she prepared to move. When this is over, Earth needs to know the truth. About the Hunters, about what's really out there. Humanity deserves a chance to prepare. If we survive this, Zara replied, you'll have the full support of the Resistance. It's time the Hunters learned they're not the only predators in this galaxy. Maya's helmet sealed again as she launched herself through the maintenance shaft. The suit's energy core pulsed with power, ready for what was coming. She'd trusted the wrong mentor, but now she had the right allies. And she was about to show the Void Hunters exactly why that was a mistake they wouldn't live to regret. Alert, the AI announced. Portal energy reaching critical levels. The Hunters have begun the final sequence. Maya crashed through the ceiling of the research lab, time seeming to slow as she took in the scene. Her mother's eyes widened in recognition despite Maya's transformed appearance. The Hunters spun to face her, weapons charging. And in the center of it all, reality itself began to tear. Let's show them what happens, Maya said, energy gathering around her hands, when they threatened the wrong planet. The research lab erupted into chaos as Maya launched her attack. Energy bolts crisscrossed the room, while the dimensional portal pulsed with increasing intensity, its dark light casting writhing shadows across the walls. The Void Hunters moved to surround her, but Maya had planned for this. Now, Mom, she shouted. Dr. Chen slammed her hand down on the control terminal, activating the overload sequence she'd secretly programmed. The beacon's energy signature spiked dramatically, causing the portal to fluctuate wildly. The hunters nearest to it staggered as reality itself buckled around them. "Impossible," the lead hunter snarled. "No human could understand enough of our technology to." "You'd be surprised what humans can understand," Maya's mother replied, her voice steel. "Especially when we've had years to study it." Maya took advantage of the hunter's momentary distraction, launching herself into their midst with impossible speed. The suit responded to her every thought, transforming her attacks into devastating combinations of energy and kinetic force. But even as she fought, she kept part of her attention on the portal. Something was wrong with its collapse pattern. Additional power source detected. The Nexus AI warned. The portal is being stabilized from another location. "Marcus," Maya growled, remembering her mentor's hidden lab. She opened her neural link to the Resistance fleet. "Commander Zara, we have a problem. Someone's keeping the portal open from a secondary facility." "Already on it," Zara replied. "We've traced the power signature. Sending coordinates now." New information flooded Maya's mind. Schematics, energy readings, and a direct path to Marcus's secret lab. But before she could move, the main doors exploded inward. Marcus Webb strode through the smoke, wearing what looked like a crude version of Void Hunter armor. "I had such hopes for you, Maya," he said, his voice distorted by the armor systems. "You could have been part of something greater than humanity. The hunters showed me truths you couldn't imagine." "The only truth I need to know," Maya replied, deflecting a hunter's energy blade, "is that you betrayed everyone who trusted you." She spun to face him fully, and for the first time, Marcus seemed to really see what she had become. His copied armor might have impressed the colony's engineers, but compared to her Nexus suit, it was like putting a children's toy next to a quantum computer. "That's not possible," he whispered. "The integration process should have killed any human who tried it. Unless," he turned to Dr. Chen, You did something to her DNA." "I protected my daughter," Maya's mother replied, "just like I protected humanity from what you wanted to unleash." The portal pulsed again, stronger this time. Through it, Maya could see shapes moving. Massive ships and creatures waiting to pour through into their reality. The Resistance fleet would only have one chance to collapse it, but first they needed to deal with Marcus's power source. Maya made a split-second decision. "Mom, seal the lab. Commander Zara, target Marcus's facility on my mark." She turned to her former mentor. "Last chance, Marcus. Stand down." "You don't give the orders here," Marcus snarled. He raised his hand, dark energy gathering around it. "The hunters chose me, showed me the future. Once their fleet arrives, Earth will." Maya moved before he could finish, crossing the space between them faster than human eyes could track. Her enhanced hand closed around his armor's power core. "The hunters didn't choose you," she said quietly. "They used you, just like they've used every species they've encountered." She pulsed energy through her grip, shorting out his armor systems. Marcus collapsed, his copied technology failing against true Nexus engineering. But Maya wasn't done. She reached out through her neural link, accessing his lab systems. With precise digital strikes, she began overloading the dark energy reactor he'd built. "Commander, now," she shouted. The Resistance fleet opened fire, their coordinated blast striking Marcus's hidden facility. The resulting explosion sent shockwaves through the colony, but Maya's calculations had been perfect. The blast was contained, destroying only the reactor and its surrounding lab. Without its secondary power source, the portal began to collapse. The Void Hunters roared in fury, realizing their invasion plan was failing. They launched themselves at Maya with suicidal determination, but she was ready. The suit's full combat protocols activated, transforming her into a blur of motion and energy. 30 seconds until total portal collapse, the AI reported, Void Hunter reinforcements attempting to force their way through. Maya engaged the hunters in a desperate battle, buying time for her mother to complete the beacon's overload sequence. Through the failing portal, massive shapes pressed forward, reality straining as they tried to break through. The very air seemed to crack with temporal energy. "Mom," Maya called out, her voice tense. "Almost there," Dr. Chen replied, her fingers flying over the controls. The beacon's original purpose wasn't to open portals, it was to seal them permanently. The Nexus created these devices to lock the hunters out of our reality forever. The lead hunter, realizing what they were attempting, abandoned all pretense of capture. It launched itself at Dr. Chen, weapon transformed into a blade of pure darkness. But it had forgotten one thing: it wasn't fighting just one human anymore. Maya intercepted the hunter with microseconds to spare, her armored body slamming into it with the force of a small explosion. They crashed through equipment, trading blows that could have leveled buildings. But Maya had something the hunter didn't, a reason to win that went beyond blind conquest. "Now, Mom," she shouted, pinning the hunter down. Dr. Chen activated the final sequence. The beacon flared with blinding light, and reality itself seemed to scream. The portal collapsed in on itself, the energy backlash consuming any void hunters caught in its path. Their reinforcements were cut off, trapped in their own dimension, as the walls between realities slammed shut. When the light faded, Maya stood in a demolished lab, surrounded by scattered hunter technology and unconscious bodies. Her mother was safe, Mars was safe, and humanity had just won its first major victory in an interstellar war most of them didn't even know existed. "The beacon's reconfiguration is complete," the AI reported. "It now serves as a permanent seal against dimensional incursion. The hunters cannot return to this region of space." Maya helped her mother up, her helmet retracting to show her face. "So what now?" "Now," Commander Zora's voice came through her comm. "We prepare. The hunters will find other ways to attack. Earth needs to be ready." Dr. Chen looked at her daughter with pride and determination. "We'll need to tell the world what really happened here. About the hunters, the Nexus, all of it." Maya nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. She had become something unprecedented, a bridge between human and Nexus technology, between Earth and a much larger galactic community. The suit hummed with power, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. "Then let's get started," she said, looking up at the Martian sky where the Resistance fleet waited. "We have a lot of work to do." The war wasn't over. The hunters would return, finding new ways to threaten reality itself. But they would learn what so many others were beginning to understand: that humanity was no longer an isolated species on a backwater planet. They were part of something greater now, and they would fight to protect it. Maya Chen, the girl who had once only wanted to understand alien machines, had become something more. She was humanity's first line of defense against the darkness between dimensions. And she was just getting started.